seeing a Trump rally or a turning.
What's up, Bubba? We're getting going. My other live went down. They're having problems again on YouTube today. Oh. We might have to use Dr. Steve Torley as the as a reference here. Yeah, it looks like we're gonna have to. Steve, buddy, I'm using your shit. So go check out Steve Tully channel when you get a chance, guys.
Turning point event in deep red state, but you're not.
So these Patriots are now out standing against these Antifa assholes. So this is the start of two factions in the streets, guys. What's up, my friend from Mississippi? How are you doing today? A lot of crazy shit going on in your state right now. How are y'all dealing with that stuff down there? We're not going to steal Dr. Tully's stuff.
A shameful example of what happens with radical left-wing terrorists.
So we've got everywhere we go right now. Sorry about the live. I went live on the other app a little bit ago. I'm sure some people noticed. They're still having problems. I don't know if you know about last night, but YouTube crashed last night. Their server for videos completely crashed last night. And I was right in the middle of live when it happened. I got a message from YouTube letting us know it might be 48 to 72 hours before all the glitches are fixed. They're not releasing what happened as of yet, but I'm sure we'll find out. But for quite a few hours, right during the largest traffic time too, for lives at night, YouTube crashed. So we had to go check out everything on Rumble last night. But things went well on Rumble. So, the violence in the streets is just getting phenomenally crazy. Now we have fellow Patriots entering the fray. God bless you guys. We hope you're all safe. We hope everything goes well for everybody out there that is fighting for the good cause and fighting for the side of truth and right. So we'll see what's going on. We'll see what happens throughout all of this. But as of right now, we have an administration that just all of a sudden, just are you seeing all this crazy shit that's going down? Things like going backwards, kind of. They're making them rip fences down, putting holds on all detainers and stuff like that. They just put a hold on all the military going into the cities. They've just denied that once again. And then for some reason, we have an administration that is allowing this to happen. You know, so someone from the comments earlier said, I'm in Portland, you're a fucking liar. Nothing bad's happening in Portland. Nothing bad's happening in Portland at all. There's no riots. It's all peaceful. Every bit of it. Just such peacefulness. This is what they'll give you right here. A 3-minute and 30-minute clip. Do you see that propaganda? Operation Inflation injects joyful vibe to Portland ICE protest. That's all you get when you press that right there. Then you get these nighttime protests. Then CBS, you get all this protest. Blocking streets, just so you know, that is not protesting. Blocking the streets, and that's lewd lascivious, indecent exposure, blocking streets. They were laying in the hot asphalt, butt-ass naked, showing that their brain cells don't function, their hippocampus doesn't function properly, you know.
Powering on.
This is a World Naked Bike Ride Portland ride. It's an emergency ride.
We don't need ice in Portland. We don't need ice in Chicago. We don't need ice in Atlanta. We don't need ice anywhere.
No, we don't need borders. We don't need borders, guys. We need to just shut down the country and stop commerce and stop the economy. It's just so peaceful. Won't let people through. These people that look like a fucking thumb and that their mom fucked their brother laying in the middle of the streets butt-ass naked, where children are, by the way. No, that's completely civilized. That's completely normal to wear Palestinian hijabs while you're walking down the street with foreign flags. That's 100% normal in America.
This is a World Naked Bike Ride Portland ride. It's an emergency ride.
100%. Now, if you just go extend one more keyword to that, these ABC organizations still pop up with the same old shit. See what I'm saying? Same old shit. Blaming ICE on everything. Same propaganda. You notice all the freaking, it's the same old shit. Look, it's literally the same stuff until you get way the fuck down here. Let's see what kind of propaganda they push on this.
We saw ICE agents throwing tear gas at protesters this week, and now there's new video of a deliberate collision as agents chase down two suspects.
Okay, let's make this very clear.
Please.
Let's make this very clear. ICE was just rammed twice this week by far radical leftists that ended up being 100% criminal, alien, invader, terrorists in our country. Okay, so they've been shot at. They've been stoned. They get stoned in this video. I bet you they don't show it, though. I bet you don't see one incidence of the violence that happened in this situation. And the way they frame this, they're blaming it all on the federal agents that are doing their fucking job, that are chasing a criminal, alien, actual committing crimes in our country, terrorist invader at that moment. So let's see how this goes for mainstream media, how they portray this.
People, who live there say they are now living in fear. Usher Qureshi spoke to some of them, and he joins us now. Usher, good morning to you. What can you tell us?
Here at the ICE facility in Broadview, which has been a flashpoint for recent protests, the scene was calm last night as demonstrators obeyed a new protest curfew put into place by the Broadview mayor. But it was a different story elsewhere in the Chicago area earlier this week.
So we're going to play this same video on another news source in a second here.
This video shows the end of a high-speed car chase in Chicago Tuesday.
DHS says U.S. Border Patrol agents driving a white SUV intentionally hit the back of a car to apprehend 2 undocumented immigrants. Police say a crowd formed, and as officers moved in to
criminal
calm the
aliens.
scene, some people threw objects at federal agents. In response, the agents deployed tear gas, hitting both protesters and officers, and made several arrests. Juanita Garnica says her 16-year-old son was detained.
Nobody called me. Nobody did anything.
In recent weeks, we've seen confrontations with immigration officers escalate across the Chicago area, sparking fear and outrage. Federal agents detained this young man outside a Walgreens and pulled this woman out of a car near a school. DHS accused her of stalking an ICE vehicle.
They don't have a warrant.
And this video
They don't need
shows
a warrant.
ICE agents slamming a man to the ground. He was carried away on a stretcher.
Okay, hold on, right there. That man that they just carried away has been arrested under charges of child abuse, trafficking, all kinds of other shit. He's illegally in this country, and they fled from federal agents. In itself is a federal crime, a felony. They're in the country illegally. They're committing crimes in the country, and then they flee. They hit 2 other cars in the process of this fleeing. And in a minute here, when we go watch this on another news source, you're going to see that these citizens in this community surrounded ICE vehicle and started throwing rocks and bricks at them. Okay, and then ultimately their ICE vehicles were caught on fire. But they're not going to show you that on this. They're going to tell you how horrible fucking ICE is. Okay, just like this video that's circulating with the gray Charger running from federal agents. That's from 3 years ago. That's not a 15-year-old girl. That was a 22-year-old girl. 3 years ago, she committed armed robbery, ran from the cops in that gray car, and as they were trying to get her, she was screaming, "I'm only 15, I'm only 15." So those were not federal agents, those were regular police, and that was over 3 fucking years ago. So stop trying to use that propaganda to say, "Oh, look, ICE is horrible, they're arresting kids." Dude, when I was 15 and a cop came after me, they smushed my shit into the fucking dirt, bro. If I ran from the cops in Florida, are you kidding me? Fucking, they're going after kids, they're 15, 16, 17. We're assholes when we're 15, 16, and 17. You know what I mean? All of us are. I don't give a fuck who you are. We're all assholes when we're teenagers like that. So, I mean, this propaganda is getting crazy. Let's get into some more how they're going to tell you how the federal agents doing their job and upholding the Constitution is evil, and these criminal alien invaders that are their only voters, that's the only reason they're taking up for them, are just the supreme all-do-all. The great fix of America is the great replacement theory for these Democrats. So, nice to see some people on here. I was live for an hour from the computer, and the algorithm was all fucked up. So, I hope you guys are having a blessed day. We'll start answering some of these questions in a moment here as well. You keep calling me a loser while you're in my chats on my channel,
sharing
ding dong.
Information about people's rights during immigration enforcement.
I've never seen immigration enforcement done in this particular manner with this level of aggression.
Yes, you did under Obama. He was a deporter in chief. He deported over 12.5 million fucking people. What are you talking about?
Discreet, not played out in public.
Under your golden god, Obama.
Agents in a really tough spot. They put them on a very contentious and political.
Who built the cages? That were horrible conditions, by the way.
County issued an order
now
that
they're great.
ICE agents from making
we made cages great again.
In or around courthouses. That went into effect.
They had third world cages under Obama. We made cages great again. We're making the country great again. You know, bam. Look at this shit. We need to be, you know, we need our administration to stand up a little more and not bow down to lower courts. They're going to put some more fluffy shit. You know what I mean? And then we'll get into burning flags in the street. Russ have to fight. Portland implodes. See?
Oh, this guy doesn't want to go down without a fight. Is it cheering? There's people cheering.
So these people end up helping these ICE, helping this criminal alien.
I hear some USA chants.
Are they going to show it?
It's crazy. Ooh. Oh, wow. Look at that.
So just so you know,
at Portland's ICE facility.
the situation in that video, that's at the hospital. These people are physically stopping ambulances from responding to people that are being hurt in these ICE protests. So they're standing at the hospitals. So the way this is working, they're in one part of Portland taking these 3-minute videos for you and showing these people in these fluffy outfits and these blow-up dolls and shit. But there's 50, 100 other protests going on around the entire fucking city because they break off and they go different ways because they don't agree with each other. And you know how it is with these leftists. Anyone that doesn't agree with what they say is the enemy and they want to kill them. So they break off from each other and they go around and they target law enforcement, which we have seen. Let's go take a look at that. How about that? Let's go take a look at the fact that they just violently targeted fucking ICE agents for no apparent reason whatsoever, just started attacking cops now. They've been attacking ICE. Now they're just randomly attacking cops. We don't need to defund cops. You know what we need to do? We need to reform and constitutionally educate law enforcement is what we need to do. So I'm going through the S12882 appropriations funding bill right now from the Democrat side, by the way. It's 68 pages long, and it's a lot of legal mumbo jumbo. So we're trying to get through all the legal mumbo jumbo on that for you, by the way. So where was that at? In Boston or Portland? Cops targeted in coordinated attack in city. No, that's not it. Let's pull this up. I want to make sure we're right and we're getting a good source on this one, guys. So while we're doing that, I'm going to let you watch some of this just
they lost
dumb
round
shit.
one. Oh, there's another one. Oh, round two. Oh, round
See?
three.
Boom. Tried to stop them from getting him. They tried to go after him.
You don't even have to buy tickets. You just show up. Look at this.
Oh, shit. Hey, we got to go.
Crazy. And the home team
cover this right now. And this is 2 days from now. And this is very important. Judge just blocked fucking National Guard and anyone for Tim Pool. Let's give Tim Pool some credit.
Protest scheduled for this Saturday.
And we will be at this Saturday, by the way. We'll be at this day after tomorrow.
People on the streets.
There's going to be a big one here in my small town, too.
To chaos. Normally,
shout out to Tim
the
Pool.
King's protest, I wouldn't think too much about. But considering the violence we've seen in LA, Portland, and Chicago, this is a
so let's listen.
And they are throwing lit tinder on top. Now, they're saying it's going to be millions of people. I think we're going to see a lot of prominent mainstream Democrats in D.C. marching. But the reason why I think there's a chance
there's
for
4 rallies around my area happening.
We have
on the
this wave
18th.
of violence across the country.
It's on the 18th.
I believe during the day,
9 till 10.
Peaceful, but
that's
at
it
night,
in Florida. 1 hour they give.
The critical mass required for far left extremists.
They just come to it to get paid down here.
Part of me says, I think it'll be boring, to be honest. I think nothing will likely happen. I just think there's this great potential.
Yeah, there's a lot of communists in the comments. That's all right, though.
This could be normalcy bias or optimism bias, but I find it hard to believe that at this mass organized protest, you will get extreme violence.
Yeah,
now,
exactly.
The idea in my mind that counters this is, as I just mentioned, but for those that aren't familiar, in order for far left extremists to enact their violence, they need to be able to hide among a sea of bodies. A protest like this allows them to rally tons of people to wear black hoodies, masks, sunglasses.
Then you get your direct-to-action Antifa people is what you get.
Police will have a hard time identifying. Not to mention, in places like Chicago, feds have already been deployed and are patrolling. What happens when these No Kings protesters come across DHS?
Exactly.
There have already been attempts on the lives
and
of DHS officers.
Let's pause that for a second, because the reason that is so significant, in case you don't know what's going on, is they have just put, the cartels just put bounties out. $2,000 to beat the fuck out of them on camera. $5,000 to kidnap them and bring them to them without them being hurt, $50,000 to assassinate high-ranking officials in ICE authority. So, yeah, Berserker Patriot Store is my company. It's my business. We're just cancel culture and things happened, you know, guys. So we're getting back running right now. Like I said, we got a merch drop coming. So,
rammed their vehicles, pelted them.
So in case you don't know who this is Tim Pool. He's Timcast IRL and Pop Culture Crisis. And he's like the most middle of the road person there is. And he was a leftist, a liberal for a long time until all this bullshit started. So he takes it from both sides of the aisle when he speaks. And
have rammed their
vehicles, he's grown a good business doing this. So
debris. There have been hits placed on DHS,
and yes, he was a liberal. He worked for Vice. He worked for Vox. He worked for all the liberal organizations doing news.
Rammed their vehicles, pelted them with rocks, eggs, and other debris.
Like I said a minute ago,
hits placed on DHS, and where this really becomes disconcerting, with this massive body that will be marching through these city streets in Chicago as well. It's the perfect opportunity for criminal cartels and gangs to open fire on DHS.
I'll look him up, Dr. Gratz.
Now, I suppose
that's why I'm trying to build the channel back up so we can get out to these places and do this stuff for you guys. Like, I'll be at the protests tomorrow here. All of them. I'll try to get to as many as I can in Florida.
They're going to go out and do it. It's them. They want the
I'll
money.
be in Port Charlotte.
And then what happens is a large crowd of people and you hear gunshots.
I'll be in Port Charlotte on the 18th, which is day after tomorrow, Saturday. From the 9 until 10 protest there, and then we'll probably move up into the Inglewood protest from there, and then over into the Sarasota protest, because there's a lot of liberals in Sarasota, so that one will go on longer. But for all the smaller towns, these are the people that come and get paid, and I've shown you that on video many times. Kira, why don't you get this damn fly? Because you're fucking sleeping like a punk. Look at this asshole. All day. She only gets up to get the fuck up and go pee, and then she comes right back in once to get up there. It's because the AC's blowing directly on her right there. Don't be like Hassan Piker. Don't electrocute your dogs, okay? Don't even put a collar on your dogs. Just train them to be with you. Use a harness if you have to. Anyway, we'll get back to it.
In Chicago, federal agents get shot.
Tim Pool, Timcast IRL. Shout out to Timcast IRL.
I think it'll largely go without a hitch. There'll be big protests. Rudyard Lynch, about a year ago, told us on Timcast IRL he believed that by April of 2025, 1,000 people will have died in political violence. He was incorrect, but
that's clean.
He went a little too far, but he wasn't too far off. We have seen numerous terror attacks, the assassination of
probably
Trump,
has some dog hair all over
Tesla facilities. So his prediction was a bit extreme, but the terrorism is there. I said to him, "You are wrong. I don't believe this will happen." I said 1,000. That's a lot.
Do y'all see these comments? Here's where these liberals are out of touch. They think we give a fuck about anything other than getting these terrorists out of our country at this point. You know what I mean? There's nothing on this planet right now in America that's more important than getting all of these illegals and all of you terrorists out of our streets, so our children can go to parks and play, so we can walk down the street without worry about getting smacked in the back of the head by a bullet, so we don't have to worry about our cars blowing up when we walk outside. This is third world country type of shit. This isn't fucking America the way y'all are acting. You're not Americans. You're foreign actors is what you are. You're no longer Americans. You're terrorists. So we don't negotiate with terrorists. As you saw at the beginning of this feed, the Patriots are in the streets in Portland right now against you people. We are ready, and we do realize it's going to be left up to us at this point. We're ready for anything you can throw at us. You get in the streets with these protests, hopefully we see tomorrow the largest revival of Christians and actual 3%ers in the fucking country that has a shield wall between every one of you pussies and these federal agents and helps them do their job. You know what I mean? Because that's America, motherfucker. You wave an American flag. You love your country. You stand behind the officers that are trying to get rid of criminal terrorists. Yes, we know it's the only voters you have. You have no other voters besides these fucking criminal aliens. You know, you've lost everything in the country. All polls are at 50-50 now for midterms. It's never been that in 10 years for the Republicans. So, I mean, we get it, man. You got to replace us because you can't hold your feelings. And these people don't understand what you're saying when they come over here. You know what I mean? So they don't know that you're talking shit about them. So the funny thing is let them come to your house. Let them sleep in your back fucking yard. Let them sleep in your bedroom. No, but it's rules for me, not thee, right? So all the rules go in favor of you, and anything that goes against your ideology has to be eradicated, murdered, assassinated, blown up. If it's a kid, touched. You fucking people are sick. You sexualize everything. The majority of you people, when you get mad at me in the comments, you sexualize my comments. It's insane. For the first time ever in all of the years and all of the channels I've had on social media, I had to actually hide. So I didn't ban them from my channel, but I actually had to hide somebody's comments from my section because they're now targeting my subscribers. I can't have you guys doing that. You can say you want to kill me all you want. You can come try to kill me. I'll do an interview with you while you're trying to fucking kill me. But you can't go and target that can't be the new cancel culture. If that's the case, then you are pure evil. And we have to stop you at any means necessary. So if anyone on here has any kind of threatening messages from anybody off of these comments, and they've tried to track your social media down, and they've tried to threaten you, get a hold of me. Go to Port Charlotte Trump Club or Port Charlotte Trump Group on Facebook, Joshua Pierce. Get a hold of me. I've got a number for you, or I will personally deal with it myself. We've got a number that you can call and report that terrorist activity, because I can't, that's the only thing I can't have you doing. I can't have you threatening people to try to get them off of my channel. I'm going as hard as I can right now to build this channel back up, and I'll be damned if your cancel culture is going to stop me this time. You can see that YouTube's letting me be on here no matter what I say now. It's been 5 weeks, so the policies are changed. The country's changed. We're back to, we're going to get America back, no matter how we have to do it. If you don't know me, guys, I'm going to show you who I am. Okay, they wrote a book about me called White Will Rage, The End of Democracy. You can go on my post and see the truck from that time frame, but this is what the truck has progressed to. Okay, this is me. I'm this guy. I'm this fucking asshole. If you live in Southwest Florida and you don't know me, you live under a fucking rock. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for 8 fucking years. So that's the guy that you're on here with right now. So understand, when I go to these protests against Antifa and all you terrorist assholes, this is what I drive there. And I park it right out in the middle of fucking all of you. And I get on top of this fucking thing. And I let you know how much of pussies you are, okay, when you come to my community. That's why you canceled your rally last month. And the funny thing is there's one of me and 1,800 of you normally, and you still can't do shit to me. Nothing. That's right. Yeah, you can. You can get my my video banned for dehumanizing and bullying Antifa when you surround me with metal poles to attack me and I defend myself. And you call the cops on me. That's the kind of people you are. You're the kind of people that the moment things don't go your way, them cops are your best friend. The ones that you've been trying to defund this whole time, the ones that you're out here in the streets trying to kill. But even when you're catching cop cars on fire and they try to arrest you, you call the cops on those cops. Like the fucking hypocrite, slimy little cunt you are, you know? So understand that I say there's no more tolerance for your bullshit. There's no more tolerance for your bullshit. And to anyone that says that I'm just talking on the internet, all you got to do is go through my videos. I show up at every one of your fucking rallies, all of them. Have for 8 years. I speak out against you at school board meetings, county meetings, always. I make myself a target so you don't target the citizens of my community. I would rather you target me. Come for me. Because what happens when you kill me? Nothing. I profess Jesus Christ as my Lord and Savior, and I gleefully die knowing that I'm going to go see my Father. I don't care. Death isn't a problem for me. Death isn't the end. It's the beginning. So that's what you got to understand. When you kill one of us, you expect us to get out here and start killing you in the streets. But we don't have to, because you're demons. You'll come at us every time because you're miserable, and you know you're heading for an eternity of misery because of the way you act. Do you understand? So you'll come at us every single time. We don't ever have to come get violent with you, and we never will have to come get violent with you. Because no matter what, even when you say, I'm not going to be in your comments anymore, oh, baby, you're right back 10 minutes later. You can't help it. You can't help it. You love us. You really love us. You don't hate us. You fucking love all of us because you can't leave us alone. You're up Donald Trump's ass 24/7. You say that we are on Donald Trump's nuts. You're literally sucking on his butthole. You're so up his ass, man. So this human centipede shit you got going on where you're so ass to mouth and just regurgitating everybody else's shit while we're talking shit about our own side. I hate the way things are going right now. If I had it my way, our president would not be bowing down to lower courts. He would tell them to go fuck themselves. And he would activate the militia of America, and we would go in because we're not under the same reprisal as the fucking federal government, and we would arrest these terrorist fucking traitors to our country that are helping criminal invaders. That's what we would do. And we would drag them out by the fucking hair, and we would put them stockades in the fucking middle of the street so everybody could see that they're assholes. And we would let all of their constituents line up and throw pies in their fucking face all day long. That would be their punishment. And then they go to prison once that's over with. That's what I would do to these assholes. You know what I mean? I could go a lot more extreme than that, but I mean, I think that would be pretty, because to them, hurting their feelings is worse than killing them, because that's why they go out and commit these assassinations. They want you to murder them. They want you to kill them. They don't want to be alive. They're more miserable in their own head alive than they ever could be as a martyr to cause more violence and help more of them get killed in our country. We don't give them that kind of quick way out. We don't give them that. We let them stew about it. We let them sit in fucking prison, and we let them cry with snot bubbles coming out of their mouth every single day while Big Dick Buster is poking them up from behind in more ways than one. That's what we do. You know what I mean? We're the civilized side of America. The way you do things is weird. You know how a civilized human being would do this if they decided to be a rampaging terrorist, psychopathic murderer like you are? We would get all of our people organized together at one time on one day, pick the hour, and we would all attack in every city at the same fucking time, and it would be an event so big that you couldn't ignore it. But you guys don't even know how to fucking do that. You go out and do dumb shit. None of you agree with each other, and that's because you have nothing that each other stands for together. You have no actual morals or values that you stand for. You just regurgitate a bunch of bullshit that you hear on the fucking mainstream media out of 3-second clips, out of 2-minute fucking clips, and you got TikTok brain, and you got dopamine fucking addictions, and all of this shit. So, we got to fix this. And if it has to be physical at this point, so be it. You know what I mean? Being physical does not mean being violent. Violence of action is we produce the amount of violence that your actions dictate. Do you understand? So whatever your actions are will dictate what our violence is from this point on out. Plain and simple. It is our civic duty and American duty that if our representatives and our leaders cannot stand the fuck up and get their egos out of the way, that we as American citizens, as brothers and sisters, as Christians, as 3%ers, as whatever you want to call us or classify our side, to come together. Do you understand? Because we can make this really easy. There doesn't have to be any violence at all. We can get 2,000 people right now. We can go to fucking Portland. We can create a literal fucking wall and allow these people to do their jobs. It's literally that easy. Nobody wants to put themselves on the line. I'll gladly put my life on the line for Jesus, because I know that's what he would want me to do right now. He'd want me out here. He wants me out here fighting evil. He wants me out here speaking the truth, manifesting the truth to people, and hopefully some of you ding-dongs in here that are sitting on mama's couch right now waiting for her to Apple pay you your din money right now can hear this, and maybe you'll sit back and think, well, fuck, I don't have to be miserable. I can be happy. I can go over here and I can say, hey, man, look, we could all be happy together. We could live together. We could eat together. We don't have to agree with each other. We don't have to live with each other. But hey, guess what? We have to coexist with each other. There's no coexistence with people that are not civilized. It's not possible. Plain and simple. So, for those of you that say I'm not a Christian, I will counter. I am the epitome of a Christian because I am a sinner. And I know I'm a sinner. And I'm a horrible, terrible sinner. And I have to ask for forgiveness every day. Every single day. I have to bow down on my knees every night. And I have to ask God and profess that Jesus Christ is my Savior. If you say that someone like me is not a Christian, guess what? Judge not lest you be judged. So, that's the way you're judging me. Therefore, I can judge you however the fuck I want to. Do you understand how that works? Okay? You know that in the original America, in the beginning of America, it was illegal to even blaspheme. You had to swear allegiance to God to become a representative of this country. It's not a Christian nation. The only people that didn't have to swear allegiance to the Protestant God were the Catholics and the fucking Jews because, well, obviously, they're not Christians. But you had to swear allegiance to a Christian God to even become a representative of this country in the beginning. So you don't even know the laws. You don't know the histories, traditions, or text of this country whatsoever. Okay? You cannot have foreign laws placed in your country. You still can't. We're passing laws that already exist. That makes it fluff. That makes it fluff words. That's all they are. When you pass a law stating that they can't implement Sharia law when it's already federally and constitutionally illegal to implement any other country's laws in your country, you're just telling the American people, well, we can't fucking do anything to actually help you, so we're going to make it sound good, and we're going to pass another fucking law that's going to be interpreted in another way 10 years down the road, and hey, guess what? Now we're going to use that law against you as well. So, man, what the fuck? We need to fire more. Now they just put layoffs on hold. So, as you can see, I showed you in the streets a moment ago. We have no choice. We have to get out here and do something. If our government's not going to do something for us, we have to do something. The left's out here every day doing something for their side. They're destroying, maiming, and killing. How about we go out and rebuild, re-sow, and fucking create peace? You know what I mean? That's what we're supposed to do as good stewards of just this world. If you don't consider me a Christian, which I really don't take any merit to anything any of the trolls saying here. So, food stamps. I've never had food stamps in my life or government assistance. I can't get it. I have a business license. You can't qualify for fucking food stamps if you want anything, even if you don't make a ton of money at it. If you have an LLC or even a county license, which is only $35, you have to report what your earnings are. You know what I mean? You have to report what your business is. And 9 times out of 10, if you're a white man, you don't qualify. You must be someone of a minority or somebody of mommy descent that lives with your mommy, because real adults, it's really hard to get assistance from this government. You know what I mean? People that actually work for a living. How's Trump getting richer? Besides his own business that he was already a multi-billionaire of before. He's not taking any money. He's not taking a dime from the tax dollars as a president. Whatever his businesses do have nothing to do with you. It's not your fucking business. Well, his private business that he built billions before he was ever the president in the first place. How about you worry about Nancy Pelosi, who's worth over $278 million when she only makes $150,000 a year? How about you worry about those people? How you worry about the Chuck Schumers that are worth multi-millions of dollars and they're supposed to be on a salary of $150,000 a year? How about you worry about the fact that every single trade deal Nancy Pelosi's ever made also coincides with exactly legislation she was passing in the stock market? How about you pay attention to that? How about you pay attention to Lolita James was just arrested for fucking the exact same crime she tried to put on Trump? Why don't you pay attention to that shit? Why don't you pay attention that a bunch of your fucking politicians have been arrested this week, indicted, and charged, and are in court and getting ready to get all fucked up? Why don't you pay attention to that? You know, so I mean, I love you guys. I'll get on here every day and I will speak to the best of my ability about what's going on. And we will try to come to some kind of agreement that we can at least I'm not Jesus. I'm a sorry sinning human being, and the majority of my money does go to other people, so I keep enough money to pay my bills every month. All these rallies that I hold, all this food, all these signs, everything, that all comes out of my own pocket. Nobody helps me pay for any of that shit. I don't make any money on here. Do you see any money in my fucking super chats on here? No. I don't make any money on here. I don't ask for money on YouTube. If you want to donate to my Cash App and shit like that, y'all can, you know. It's usually in my descriptions here, but I don't even think I put my Cash App in my descriptions on this one. So, I mean, it is what it is. You can say what you want, but once again, you're in my comments talking shit to me. You know what I mean? We'll just keep reiterating how you're in my comments on my channel while I'm speaking live to people, talking about I'm a loser. Just remember that. Oh, you people are crazy.
Again, that for most of you, when a revolution, civil war, or other kind of tumult happens,
and I've tried to explain this to you too.
Nothing. As I pointed out with Egypt for the millionth time, the videos and photos I've posted on this channel and on IRL, when the revolution happened, you were going about your business. You were at work at McDonald's and you went, oh, revolution happened. How about that? The average person will not notice these things. You'll see them in the news. You'll see them on TV, but it won't be happening right in front of your eyes. That's why I don't believe we'd see 1,000 dead by April. That's why I believe it's entirely possible we do see some shootings or some kind of extreme rise of violence at the No Kids rally. 5 years ago, far leftists gave out Molotov cocktails and staged some of the worst riots we had seen. I think that likely will not happen until 2028. I think 2028 will be balls to the wall insanity. I mean, it's when they say the fourth turning is supposed to apex. For those aren't familiar, this is Strauss-out generational theory that says every 80 years we get a conflict. 80 years ago, we had the World Wars. 80 years before that, the Civil War. 80 years before that, the Revolutionary War. And there actually was something 80 years before that, but we don't really pay attention to a lot of that history, to be completely honest. Isn't it? I gotta ask. It is kind of weird, right? For American history, we largely don't talk too much about pre-American Revolution stuff. I know we do, like Columbus and the original colonies. For the most part, like when I was growing up, we didn't really care all that much about our shared British history. What I mean to say is,
Which one of my Rumble channels? I got 4 of them. I don't remember how to get into Berserker Patriot store channel. I lost my password on there. I don't remember which email I used on it back then either. That was back when that was back 2016, whenever it was when Chris started the company, the Berserker Patriot store channel. Same old shit from you notice they haven't put one new clip up in over a week with mainstream media. Doug Turnapel. Let's check out Doug Turnapel, guys. Check out his channel. If you don't know who this guy is, he's the creator of Earthworm Jim.
They're going to investigate Antifa. This is.
Don't worry about them, though, because when they come back, they won't be boys anymore. I saw the comment. Oh, government shutdowns and layoffs.
Priorities funded by
commercials.
FBI is committed to the homelessness task force to find perpetrators of this insidious fraud and build cases to hold offenders accountable in court. It is my hope that these charges we're announcing today send a clear message to others who may be contemplating similar criminal behavior. I'll repeat again, we need the public's help in identifying offenders. If you have knowledge of this type of fraud, please reach out to tips.fbi.gov, or you could call 1-800-CALL-FBI.
Okay, tell us what we're doing. Oh, no.
I'll turn it over to Special Agent in Charge, Tyler Hatcher.
No. You can't go back either. It's actually live.
Good morning, everyone.
Speak about the indictment that you're now facing and
Industries.
To these cases,
there we go.
Defendants took advantage of.
Had about 100.
Okay, we're going to see what he actually said there. Because they're going to tell you what the charges are going to be for doing this dumb shit.
Our investigation shows that Shangri-La and its affiliates had nowhere near the amount of money they claimed they had in the fake bank statements. The state agency ultimately paid nearly $26 million directly to the developer for the Thousand Oaks project.
Thousand Oaks, California. I used to live there.
All the money from the state, the developer did not complete the construction of the Thousand Oaks project. Instead, our investigation has showed that at least $2.2 million was diverted to pay Mr. Holmes' American Express bill,
you say that every day,
which includes purchases at luxury retailers. Essentially,
you can't steal news organizations.
In a separate case, a federal grand jury on Wednesday
returned a
9-count superseding indictment against Stephen Taylor, a 44-year-old Brentwood real estate agent. The fraud that we're seeing. We're looking at everyone.
In manufactured accounts in order to obtain millions of dollars in grant money from the California Department of Housing and Community Development. Holmes allegedly transferred this money to himself and used it to fund his luxurious lifestyle. In the second case, the United States Attorney's Office filed additional charges against Stephen Taylor, who utilized fake bank statements and lied to lenders in order to obtain loans and lines of credit for his real estate business in high-end neighborhoods in Los Angeles. Taylor's actions not only misled banks, but also took advantage of the city and state's efforts to combat the homelessness crisis. In both of these cases, defendants took advantage of funds allocated to assist some of the most vulnerable people in society who are already without a home, some of whom may be suffering from a myriad of conditions, including addiction. This is not a victimless crime, as the millions of dollars lost could have been used for housing the homeless or other local priorities funded by California taxpayers.
I don't think housing the homeless is a problem in California, or it never was before. You know what I mean? Even when I lived in California back in the earlier years, late 80s, early 90s. What the heck? Why is this playing? Okay. There was a lot of homeless people. There's always been a lot of homeless people in California. It's got a climate that's very hospitable to homeless people. You know what I mean? So that's where they go to normally. But they've always had, like when I lived in California, I grew up a young punk rock kid that was poor in the foster system. Fuck, bro, they had the food banks got all the food that all the restaurants threw out back then. You know what I mean? So California used to be a very okay place to go to and seek some help if you were homeless. Now, the homeless people are just a bunch of junkies. They had a lot of junkies down in LA and Hollywood. Hollywood was always disgusting, but they stuck to their areas. They didn't really fucking bother people, you know what I mean? And now it's just such an epidemic that there's pitching tents in people's fucking backyards and saying, no, you can't kick us out of here. So when they're removing homeless people, I do not condone just fucking ripping people's shit up and taking them to jail if they ain't got nowhere to go. But you can't be in public spaces sleeping and doing drugs where children are supposed to be. Those parks are for children. They're not for adults that are doing weird, creepy shit, you know? So, a little tired. Been a long day. It was a long night last night. all those problems with YouTube, I'm sure everybody saw how fucked up YouTube was. I was right in the middle of a live. I was having a really good time at the live last night. We did our first members only live last night. Thank you guys for all the support. But then it cut out right in the middle of it, and none of it got fucking saved, and I lost all that money. So I'll have to do another one later tonight probably. So we're 50-50 in these comments. So we've got, my channel right now has 50-50 just between the 20 votes that have been on there for Do You Love Trump? So it's about 50-50. So that's about what the polls in America are too. So just in case if you don't understand, your average poll from a pollster is like 1,500 people. So when we did that poll the other night and we got 3,400 votes on it, that was like twice the number of a lot of polls that are out there in America. So unanimously, 52% of everybody in the comments supported ICE, to the 40-something that didn't. So, well, he made it to where when I'm doing this right now, I'm not completely canceled and shunned into oblivion by a communist terrorist regime that says they believe in the First Amendment, and then when their political opposition doesn't agree with them, has them canceled from everything. He's done that for us. He got the new terms and conditions and policies of YouTube place to where they can no longer ban people for speaking their First Amendment protected activity. Let's see. I love paying $1.71 for my milk instead of $4.25 like I did under Biden. I love paying $2.70 for gas rather than $3.85 and $4 like I did under Biden. I like paying $3.96 for a carton of fucking eggs, unlike paying $12 under Biden. I really like that. You know what I mean? I like the fact that China's pennies are all in a bunch. I like the fact that, peace still between Gaza and Israel. I like the fact that we're now reciprocating money equally from tariffs so we can grow the American dollar again, because now we're sending dollars to countries like Argentina, which is the newest free market capital. You know what I mean? They should be one of our biggest allies. We should help them grow a free market capital and expand American allies instead of creating BRICS nations that are our enemy, 128 countries that are against us, like under Biden. You know what I mean? Or maybe this Friday when Trump's going to go have talks between Russia and work out a deal with no tolerance policy to get the war stopped in Ukraine and Russia. I mean, it's only been 9 months, guys. You're acting like Trump's been in for 4 years. We still got 3.5 to go. Just remember that. We still got 3.5 to go. All my Trump supporters are at work right now. So when we do our live tonight, I'm going to try to put some Q&As in the live as well. I don't know if I'm going to go live on here tonight. Only a trailer would say that. What? Only a piece of shit that lives in his mom's fucking basement talking shit about a grown-ass man living on his own property, his own piece of property, and a fucking camper that goes in the back of his truck because you caught his $100,000 RV on fire and burnt down his fucking life. I don't really take any offense to that. Yeah, I got to do what I got to do. But guess what? Everything I've lost because of you pussies, I'd lose all over again. And I'm going to lose more. I might end up losing my life. But you know what? I promise you, everybody's going to fucking hear about it. And it's just going to be another notch to fucking stop you people. Because if we get one more fucking attack, I'm not a victim. I literally just said everything I did was my own fault and I would do it all over again. I take full motherfucking responsibility. I made the decisions to put me where I am right now. I made the decision to have that shit on my truck, to have you target me. I made that decision, and I will continue to make that decision. I will continue to offend you and hurt your feelings. That's fun for me. It doesn't bother me. The chaos of you coming after me really doesn't bother me one little bit. So, I mean, I'm not gonna say it's never gotten to me. Like in the beginning, it got to me a little bit. My windows were getting busted out. My shit was getting smashed up, caught on fire. And then it dawned on me, you know what? I don't need shit. It's enough just to have you loving me so much that you gotta always be a part of my life. You know what I mean? I think it'd be nice if you slimy little cunts would attack me to my face, but you can't do that because you're all little boys and you're not really about anything. I even make it, easy for you. I say, hey, we can go to the boxing club and we can fucking handle our differences like men and then shake hands and drink a beer afterwards. That's America. And that's the problem we have in America. You little slimeys got a fucking participation trophy from your fucking coaches. So you didn't learn that you had to work harder and compete to win. So when you win, you learn that your hard work pays off. And when you lose, you learn, oh shit, that guy just busted his ass. I might have to fucking work a little harder to win. Instead, you get DEI programs that specifically target and locate people based on race and color instead of merit and quality and content of character. You don't get any of that anymore, which is fucking insane. So, I mean, when we need competition, and then you want to put women in men's fucking MMA, and you say we're fucking misogynists and we're fucking against women's rights. You want to put women up against professional men fighters, bro. And then you want to put men in women's sports. You want to put Mike Tyson. You would let Mike Tyson fight a fucking female boxer. And you're talking about we're cruel to women? Where are you feminists at in Dearborn, Michigan, where they're forcing women to cover their face right now under Sharia law and beating them in the fucking streets if they try to talk to a man without the permission of a man? Where the fuck are you feminists at? Oh, that's right. You're standing for Muslims. You're standing up for fucking terrorists. You're okay. See, you feminists don't care about women. You care about just being seen and being heard. There's other ways to be seen, and there's other ways. Yeah, I'm a proud infidel, and I'd either be dead or in prison if I lived in Michigan. Thank God I have that piece of shit fucking truck that y'all fucked up to the point where it's hard for me to go very far in it, because I would be driving around with a fucking whole truck full of fucking slaughtered hog, bro. And we'd just go on a fucking field day with a water hose full of fucking pig's blood. We'll show you how quick you can fucking clear a Muslim commune. And they'll deport themselves once they're covered in pig's blood. So, hey, October 18th, baby, we're going to be there. So what we're hoping is that we have a showing out of so many patriots on October 18th that these fucking slimy pussies understand that there's nothing they can do in this country. And hopefully we don't have an uprising of people getting violent. You know what I mean? Hopefully we don't have a bunch of leftists out here getting violent. Because if you don't know, there's going to be some very prominent Democrat representatives speaking in the streets of Washington. So do you remember when is it the five, or what do they call them? The squad, the fucking retard squad, where it was Rashida Tlaib, Ratchet fucking crotch Jasmine Crockett, and fucking Ilhan Omar, the one that likes to fuck her brother and admits that she doesn't care about America and she would prefer to have Somali terrorists here instead of American citizens. That one. Or the one that looks like Donkey from Shrek and literally is dumber than a fucking helium balloon. You know what I mean? Or the one that's just so ratchet that, I can't even remember her name's Jasmine Crockett half the time. I see her and I just think, God, that bitch must smell fucking horrible, because just the way she acts, bro, it's just, oh my God, it's just crazy. This is the most cringe politics we've ever had. We are literally, if we allow that part of this Democrat Party to ever be in any type of power over this country, well, we just literally created the movie Idiocracy. That's literally how the beginning. Look, listen to these motherfuckers talk and watch the movie Idiocracy. That's literally the movie Idiocracy when you watch AOC speaking, or one of these idiots, you know. So they're going to be there speaking. And if you forget, they already did create an actual insurrection where they had 300,000 people storm the Capitol, but for some reason not too many people talked about it. And they ripped down the fences of the Capitol and firebombed the fucking Capitol grounds. But, no, that's not an insurrection. A bunch of grandmas and fucking grandpas being let into the Capitol on January 6th, where you have actual 257 FBI agents inciting violence and breaking windows, while Trump supporters are saying, don't fucking do that. You know what I mean? And now we have all that evidence as proof. And oh boy, are you watching these doctors at these COVID files during the day? Man, I checked out one of them last night when I got home. And yeah, they're saying some interesting stuff about that whole COVID vaccine. So y'all should probably pay attention to that. Because these are the top Harvard represented doctors in the world. But it is what it is, you know. I love you guys. I hope everybody's blessed. Everybody's just completely safe out here in this world right now. Oh, that didn't sound very good, did it? Fuck was that? Somebody just... That sounded like somebody hit someone's house, didn't it? Who knows? Anyway, it's a gorgeous day. I'm going to go drop my pole in the water for a little while, meaning my fishing rod, and see if we can't catch some bass for the day. I love you guys. I think you guys are awesome, and I'll see you again in a few hours. Well, let's see what time it is. I'll see you again in 2.5 hours. Be safe.